I have been working on discretionary engine for so long now, and I think I'm finally at 1.0. I'll have to recheck, write a bunch more tests this time integration, but I think I'm there. I think I'm at 1.0 finally after months of going at it, and I do have less now than I initially thought. It took much more effort, much more rewriting, but and much more like figuring out the architecture. I think I rewrote the architecture about 10 times. I mean, full on, like from top down. Uh, and but at the same time, I learned much more than I thought I would from this. So it took much longer than expected, but it was worth it. The challenges, the difficulties, it in the end, it was incredibly valuable experience, and now it's only starting. So now, how about like I'm gonna get it, how I'm using it, how integrating with other systems, and putting other stuff around it, stabilizing APIs and so on. So this is extraordinarily exciting. I think I'm going to be showing it off now because I've recently done another rewrite, and there isn't a lot much around it. It's a bit bare bone at the moment, but I can feel it. I can feel that that's sufficient architecture for the purposes, and I am confident that I will be able to blow the size of the code base 3-4 times, 3-4x, without any problem in the next like week or two. I'm not sure, but at this point, again, there shouldn't be much rewriting, and I should be working with ready primitives. So adding another 15,000 slices of code shouldn't be that difficult or take much time. We're so thinking right now. But at this point, it's about I'm gonna make like nice UI. I'm gonna make for myself to be able to like view what's happening in the execution of the deals more readily, because right now it just logs everything, and for debugging it's great. I've made it very good, but for just viewing it in the moment, it's lacking at the very least. So I'll make like a good UI. I'll make good like recording persistence, not only just a persistent but user-friendly persistence. So I want to be able to update positions in real time, for example, the requirements and the protocols which I'm having on positions. So the basic the most basic, most highest level, what it does, it just takes what to do, what to execute, and then executes it. Like say, I don't know, buy $10 of okay, more real world, I don't think 50k of some second level coins. It's some Alice USDT. And so what it would take, because the same Alice, I love this code, by the way, it's so much money fit in its time, but not about this, because of how dumb it is. I know it's just dumb coin, I love it. But people tend to get carried away with gaming coins, and they're incredibly predictable. But anyways, not about this. The Alice coin would not have enough liquidity for me to enter it into it in less than, so it's 50k in less than, or at least a minute. It would take a minute on one exchange, and if I'm splitting across exchanges, it would take say 30 seconds to get 50k in without losing too much, without getting too much slippage. And what I would be able to do with the execution, which what I'm now able to do, I need to test more, I need to implement more stuff, but effectively, I just say that we have, say, 10 minutes to get in. So then I specify the protocol, which for how I should be like treating the current available information. So in this case, it's just going to be acquire before limit, and in the next 10 minutes, it would be just conscious of liquidity on different exchanges which are implemented, and just redistribute the executed amount across the exchanges with consideration of like small differences in prices, and how much impact on the order book we will likely have at each point, and if it's better to like split it to many small parts, if it's better to go in 1-2 transactions so the bots just don't catch up, if it's better to kind of mix up the sizes so again bots do not catch up on what I'm trying to do in these first seconds, which is especially more important with larger amounts. And instead of me thinking about this and doing it with my hands and losing a lot of slippage, because it's a very common occurrence when you need to get in right now into the coin because some for example news event happened, and well, you shake the market. That's not nice, especially on smaller coins where not many people view them, so that's better possibility of inefficiencies, but then you just wipe half of it out with slippage. That's very not nice, and accidentally it's possible to like lose quite a lot on this. So this is a huge step forward, and then on top of it, in the execution stage, instead of sitting next to the PC and like looking at the position, remembering what was the condition for exiting order condition, what was the entry, what was the initial inefficiency I was trying to expose in the entry, so that the exit is connected to it, so you don't get emotional, you don't lose track of what you were initially trying to exploit, and add new like semi patterns on top of it, which kind of could add and change the probability of the outcome slightly, and you start weighing these additional patterns more than you should be, and the position can get away from what it was originally opened to exploit. On average, there's just too much human error in this half-assed estimations, especially when emotions get involved. So having defined protocols for closing position defined at the opening time is incredibly valuable. I cannot overstate it, and it takes a huge part of human error out of the equation, and it's incredibly important thing for me. Everybody who trades manually underestimates it, and that's why they don't have anything to show for their trading, most of the people. So yeah, that's not solving. What's also partially already solved, which is extraordinarily exciting. Then right now, again, I will blow the code base size by a factor of few to just like implement all the goodies on top of it. It's not going to be logically difficult as long as I'm right in believing that current model is sufficient. I think it is. I really think it is. If not, it would be very disappointing. But I think if there, so just implement all the architecture on top of it, and then connect the orders out of it to a database of all the executed things, and then context. So I want to be including the context of the acquisition part, of the follow-up part, all the data which we were basing the decisions upon. So what the protocols were looking at the moment of sending the order updates, like suggestion updates, right? What each of them looked at each moment, what data they had available, and what data they were requesting. All this should be logged in each position, like stage, so acquisition, follow-up, and then all of this should be enrolled and stored with relevant context on what we were trying to exploit, and again what protocols were implemented to exploit it. What that will allow you to do is to first do static analysis of potentially like improving some parameters on the protocols. Again, it's not going to be done within the discretion engine which I'm doing right now, because here I just want to define what happens and see exactly what happened. Just solve some structural problems, not try to guess. What is guessing is the things that potentially can be automatically solving, sending orders to the discretion engine. Not potentially, definitely will be, because currently it's kind of a mess to implement the execution for each different inefficiency, and it just takes a lot of time, and you end up with messy pile of just glued together things, and that's not nice, and that's a large part of why I'm making it. So then they would be able to just not they, but like in a different place, they just analyze what works better on the collected data and can adjust the parameters. But maybe even more importantly, because that data nobody really has. Backtesting is prone to overfit practically all the time, but this kind of data practically nobody collects from individual traders because it's difficult. But I will be able to just have the kinds of inefficiencies that I'm able to explore, that I'm trying to exploit in a moment, and then I will just have success rates on them. So I will know exactly what kinds of protocols I was trying to use for exploiting this inefficiency, and then I can also just draw the vector space comparison of these protocols based on even I don't even have to define it manually. I think I can just do automatic approach with having similar to like AI tokenization, where I just have the frequency of appearance of these protocols together, and then I can just plot on vector space their like similarity, right? And then based on that, I can also index on the same vector space in absolute values every protocol, every set of protocols which I'm attaching to a position, and see, then it would be possible to draw upon the collected data the probability of not the probability, but the recorded rate of success of similar kinds of exploitations, because the defined protocols will follow rather closely, as long as the set of protocols is similar. But again, I think part of it can be averaged out if we're just taking their like proximity to the workspace with time. It's averaged out, so I think it's fine. So the set of protocols which I'm sending to the engine for it to use to exploit the situation will be reflective to a large extent of the situation, of the type of exploit situation. I think I'm going to be able to stay like 60-70% consistent there, depending on quality of again the how I get the protocol similarity. 70% correlation seems possible, and then on top of it, I can also just specify the type of inefficiency I'm trying to execute for additional power in just comparing them between, but that's not part of a discretion engine. That rather we provide it in a format that the collection, it's not really engine, but like the log would understand, and then I just hope that I don't miss out, because there's probably not going to be I can make a check. Yeah, I can probably make like a -c comment on the thing that we'll be collecting. Yeah, probably let's do that. I think that we'll be collecting the orders and then check that the format is correct. So say the type is I haven't yet thought that deeply on what exact granularities would allow me for best around there. So let's skip this part, but like the group of positions, and then also automatically we can encode the protocols which we used, and then send this information to the log, not the log, but like the database of executed trades, and then from there we can draw from previous examples and automatically determine the sizing. How fucking exciting is that? We can automatically determine the sizing, at least partially, because there's some things, some cases which would be pretty difficult to encode, and yet which are very certain money because of just inefficiency, especially in the liquid places. But maybe you can also add some mechanic to be more lenient to user-defined size based on the available liquidity in the market, because we kind of expect higher inefficiencies. And in the liquid market, if you've seen some profit opportunity, and but you have like track record which doesn't connect with the size which you want, probably your feelings matter much less. Yeah, that would be pretty reasonable structure. And then you can have, again, automatic risk management. This takes another just huge part of human error out of the equation. Because, and like, people just don't understand how important it is. The manual trading people just do not comprehend the importance. Because people who are able to trade reasonably well, there are quite some of them. There are quite some people which would be able to trade well if they just had good risk management, good execution system, rules that they would follow 100% of the time. They would be able to trade. I think it's about 12-15% of all traders who can trade, who can actually trade, but do not make money in the long term. because they do not have what I now have/will have. So these are exciting times. I will see you tomorrow.